Let us try to sign up and then confirm the email. And here you can see we have got the confirmation link here and it is 0 minutes. So quickly try to confirm and we have got unable to connect here. This is again the expected thing because we have not provided any redirect URL here. It is pointing to localhost 3000 and here you can see it is pointing to localhost 3000 here as well. And now let us try to go back to the authentication section and let us try to refresh here. And here you can see we have got our user which we just signed up here. And now let's try to log in with the same user. Confirm your email from the link provided. Yes, we have confirmed. Now try to log in and here you can see we have logged in. In this vlog, we are going to deal with the implementation of Supabase in your React Native application. So in the previous tutorial, we have configured the IDE and also downloaded the Node.js which is required for React Native based Expo application creation. And here is the detailed tutorial where we have explained all these things, and I suggest you to refer this tutorial before getting started. If you are a beginner, I suggest you to refer this particular tutorial. And in this part of the tutorial, we have discussed what is Supabase and why do we need it. And also we have just published 2 days back a Supabase authentication tutorial on Flutter, and this tutorial is similar one. I am providing the links for all these 3 tutorials in the description section below. You can refer for better understanding. So in this part of the tutorial, let's get started with the folder creation and then we'll try creating a React Native application where we integrate Supabase and try login. So the first thing is, in this particular React Native folder, I'm going to create a new folder, and this you can do in any way. You can create a folder through the terminal as well, and from the VS Code as well you can do, and from the VS Code terminal as well you can create the application. But for beginners to easily understand, I am doing in this particular scenario in this way. So I'm renaming this particular folder like Supabase. In this way you can do, or the other way here, instead of creating a folder like this, from the same folder I have opened the terminal here. So here you can see terminal is currently in this particular React Native folder, and we'll try creating the project now. So npx, I have discussed why I am using npx in previous tutorial. So this way we can make the dynamic way of getting the libraries. So npx create expo app, and I suggest you to follow this particular command as it is. If you are a beginner, I'm saying, and all the already experienced people might have known this, but don't miss any part of this particular command or else it won't work. And here I am providing template blank so that we'll get a basic project which does not include any other code like TypeScript or any other thing, because it might be complicated for the beginners to understand all those things. So this basic project is enough. And here I am providing the Supabase. So initially I named the folder like Supabase, right? So instead of this, you can also do through the terminal way, which will create a folder here, and also it will create all the necessary files that are needed for us to get started. So in the previous tutorial, I have installed Node.js, which is very much useful for us. And this particular npx or npm we are using, right, that we get from that particular Node.js. And also there are other tools as well which provided, but it is recommended to use Node.js for React Native. So here our folder is now created. Let's try opening this particular folder in VS Code. So here project is now opened up, and I'm going to explain all these folders, all these files in a separate tutorial for sure, because this particular tutorial I want to purely go through the Supabase integration and also the login authentication, what we thought, right, that we will try to do similar to that of how we did in the Flutter. Initially we'll try to add the Supabase dependency here. So initially we try to install Supabase in our project through the terminal. let's try install Supabase, and I'm going to provide all these commands in the form of code in my website, and the link I will be providing in the description section below, and as well as I will tag in the comments as well. So here our package is now installed here and found zero vulnerabilities, so we are good to go. And the first thing is app.js, and this is the file from where our React Native application starts. And I'm going to quickly remove everything, and we'll start from the scratch here. So import React from React, and this is the dependency here. We are trying to make use of the React components from the React here, and this is already added, so we need not add anything new. And the next thing is we want to make sure the project, I mean the screen, is coming inside the safe area. And again, what is safe area is like in mobiles we'll be having top notch, right? Sometimes our screen will go behind the notch, or sometimes it will touch the edges of the screen. So we will make sure our application, I mean the screen which we see, right, it have surrounded with the safe area like a padding. Consider for the beginners. And if you're still having any queries, just let me know in the comment section below. I will be covering all these like a beginner tutorials going forward. So here I'm going to create one more file here, and here this is for file creation and this one is for folder creation. And again, make sure I'm just targeting the beginners, so I'm trying to explain all the beginner level things, so the already known people might skip those things. And I'm going to create one more file like redirect. And what this particular redirect do is simply, if the user is logged in, right, it will move the user to the home screen, or else it will just redirect to the sign in page where he can sign up or sign into the application. We'll try to create the other screens as well here. And one more screen I want to create like sign in, and also you can create a folder and add those things in that particular folder. But just for the beginner tutorial, I'm trying to provide all the things here itself, but it is always a better practice to create a folder and add it over there. The other one is like I'm going to create a home page, so like home screen. So now we have got these four files, I mean three files here. App.js is by default there, and one more thing I just want to add here, where we store our URL and keys from Supabase. So I'm just going to name it like supabase.js. So now let's start our coding from this particular class file, and here import create client here from. So this particular import we are doing from the Supabase dependency which we have added after the project creation, and this is very much useful to authenticate our application with the Supabase backend. So with the help of these particular two constants, we are able to access our Supabase project in the console, and also we can make our authentication successful. So let's try to get these two things from our Supabase console now. And here we have the URL for our project, and let's try to add it over here. And the next thing is anon key. So just below it you have the API keys, and you can just copy it. And the project creation thing I have clearly explained in the first part of the tutorial, so from there you can get the project creation. And here finally we are going to export these two things to the Supabase here, so that we can make use of the account and try the authentication. So here create client, and we can pass Supabase URL which we have added here. So and Supabase anon key, or else you can directly place these two things as well here, but to make it better I have taken them into the constants, and from there I have added it over here. So this is it for this particular class, and next we will be moving into the sign in page here, and we'll create the sign up process over here. Then we will be moving to the different screens. So here again quickly I am going to import, and the next thing is here we are going to have some design elements as well, and that's the reason we are going to import view text input for password and email fields here, and the button also for signing in or sign up, and also text to display the text here. So all these things we'll be getting from React Native, and by default this is added while we created the project. And the last one is, again here we are going to import Supabase here from the Supabase dependency which we have added at the tutorial beginning. And similarly we are again trying to export this particular function here, export default function, so that you need not specify the curly braces, and like this we need not import directly, we can import the things in the different place. Sign in here, and we are going to declare again two constants here, one for the email. I have clearly explained in the previous class as well, and we are going to set the email. These are the React hooks using which we are going to store the email address here and try using it throughout the function. And here the initial value we are specifying as empty here. And the next thing is for passwords. And now we are going to create one asynchronous function for sign in and the next for sign up as well. So asynchronous function, again while we are going for any API calls, any background things, right, we make use of this particular flow. So constant, and here we are trying to fetch the error case if any, or else it would be considered like success. And explicitly you can also declare success over here, but I just want the error, that's it. I mean the other case will be considering like success itself if it is not an error. So auth dot sign in with password, and here we are going to provide the username, I mean that is email here, so email and password. So these are the two things required here. And if we found any error, and if the in the error case, like we'll be providing an alert of the error message. And quickly the next thing is for sign up. So again I'm going to create an asynchronous function. So this is, again we are going to make it like sign up. So here we need not import everything because we have already imported Supabase, using which we are getting the sign in with password and sign up as well. And again we are going to provide the same email and password fields over here as well. Else if there is no error here, we need to provide one more alert. And why this alert is, once we have successfully signed up, right, we need to alert the user to check and confirm the email sign up process provided. So you will be getting an email of the confirmation link to the email you have provided. So from there we are asking the user to confirm it. And here we are going to design the view here. This view is nothing but the UI. Here we are going to declare some style also. Generally we are going to specify with the style sheet, and that particular style sheet we can reuse throughout the project, I mean if we make it like a constant thing. But here this is a very small tutorial, so this inline styling is better suited for this particular requirement. So I'm going to specify the text here, and inside the text the first field is the email, right, so I'm specifying the email. And similarly you can create one more field here that you can name like a password. And below the email field, right, we are going to make use of a text input. If you remember, we have already declared these things over here and we are making use of them now. So text input, and the value here is nothing but the email. So the field we have declared, right, that is the value over here. And on change is again the set email. So once you change the things, right, through the input, that will be set back using the set email function which we have declared over here. That is a React hooks we initialized, right? And auto capitalize, I'm specifying none for now because this is an email address. And styling here, this is again an optional thing, completely optional thing, styling for this particular tutorial, but I'm just trying to specify border width here, border width as 1, and also I'm going to specify border color, but it is always advised to create a separate style sheet and reuse it, because we have two text input fields, right? So it is always advisable to create. I suggest you to create a style sheet. If you are facing any issues, I will be creating a separate tutorial on how to create a style sheet and how to use it multiple times. And in the similar way, we are going to declare one more field for the password here, and this one we will be setting with set password. And for the password, we need a secure entry for the text here. So I am going to declare secure text entry, and the style is again the same. And below we need two buttons here, one is for sign in and one is for sign up. So quickly I'm going to add these two as well, and these are the methods we have declared right initially. Going through the home screen, and this particular screen we will be redirected once we successfully log into the account, and there will be displaying the user details just like email address. So now quickly try to code this page as well. So these are the three imports which we require, and we are going to make an asynchronous function again for sign out. So this is the option we are providing for the user to sign out and await Supabase dot authentication dot simply. We can provide sign out here. Once they tap on this particular button, and this function will be triggered from there. So here next we require a constant, and again this particular constant we will be storing the user details. And why user details means, I said right, we'll be showing a email address of the user, and for that purpose we require this particular use state hook here, and the initial data will be null again. And we'll be making use of use effect here, and use effect again here we are making use for fetching the user information. So in this particular block here we'll try to fetch the user information once the page is loaded. So it will be automatically triggered constant get user, and again this is of a type asynchronous here, require both data and error. So previously we were only capturing error, and here we try to capture both data and error. We will get the user details that we will be storing using the use state, that is the react hook which we have created. So initially we'll target if there are any errors, and once if we found any error we just log the error so that user might know what the error is regarding. And in the else case, so if there is no error, right, we try to set the user data here. So data dot user, and only this is not enough, you need to also call this particular get user here, or else the data, I mean this particular function won't be called inside the use effect. And that's it. And here we are providing the empty array here, because this is a dependency array actually, and we want this particular use effect to run only once here, I mean this get user block to run only once. So I am just providing the empty dependency array, and whenever you are having any other dependencies, for example even for any other trigger you want to make this particular get user thing call, right, then you can provide that here in the dependency array, and that will again get triggered. And here also we have a small screen, I mean a design here we have. So I'm going to return the view. So here view, and again I'm just trying to provide the inline style here, and here I want the content to be in the center of the screen. So I am providing justify center, and even in the sign up page I need to do the same. And flex I am giving 1. So this is a very interesting topic again, flex. So in the next tutorial or in the basic series, right, I'll be covering all these things with appropriate examples. So here, based on the user, right, based on the user, we will be going to print the message here. I mean, again, user in the sense user details I am saying. So once we log in, right, we get the user details. If the details are loaded, right, then we are going to print the details, or else just like a, and inside we are going to again consider a text here, and just like a loading, I mean progress dialog, I am just trying to print some message like loading user. So this particular details will be displayed onto the screen until the user data is fetched. And the next page is redirect. And the redirect page, as I said earlier, we are using to move in between the home page or the sign in screen. So in the redirect page as well, I'm going to add these imports. These are the 4 imports which I have added, and again I'm going to declare the hook here again, this time for session, and the initial value is again null here. And we are quickly providing use effect. So as I said earlier, again we are trying to fetch the session details here, and also on the screen load we want this particular method to run, right. I mean, that's why I am making it through the use effect here. And here again we are storing this session here. And if you notice here also we tried storing the session if there is a current session which is already there, and then also we need to unsubscribe from the listener here. Okay, once the use completed, right, then you need to unsubscribe, and again an empty dependent array we are adding over here. And finally here we are trying to return the session, and based on which we will be moving to either home screen or sign in screen. That's it for the redirect page. So we are done with home, sign in, redirect, Supabase here, and app.js. So this is the final file which we need to provide. And here again it's a very simple, just we need to import the redirect here, return, and here we are making use of the safe area, and again inline style I am providing here. That's it. We have almost came to an end, and let's quickly try to run this particular code here. And here I'm going to open simulator, and from the iOS simulator let us try to test this particular flow now, and we'll try to log in to the account and then try testing it. So npm start, make sure you are in the folder, then only this particular command will work, and it is giving you the options to run. So these are all the options here, and Android, iOS. So let us try to provide I here which states iOS, and let us try to observe a simulator. So iPhone Pro, I mean, it is detected, our simulator is detected and is trying to run. And also we can run on Android emulator as well. So basically make sure React Native is for mobile device, like mostly Android and iOS only, and for web you do have like React. So here we need to make the permission as yes, so that it will install the Expo Go on our simulator. And once the Expo is installed, right, then you can see the application on the simulator or even real-time device as well. So here our Expo is now installed, and it is opening the project. Here you can see the progress now, and yes, we have got the email and password, and again design is not up to the mark. Quickly I will try to go to the console here and authentication. So in the previous tutorial for Flutter, I have registered this particular email and I will be deleting this user. And here you can see I'll refresh the page. Now currently there are no users. Let us try to sign up and then confirm the email. And here you can see we have got the confirmation link here and it is 0 minutes. So quickly try to confirm and we have got unable to connect here. This is again the expected thing because we have not provided any redirect URL here. It is pointing to localhost 3000 and here you can see it is pointing to localhost 3000 here as well. And now let us try to go back to the authentication section and let us try to refresh here. And here you can see we have got our user which we just signed up here. And now let's try to log in with the same user. Confirm your email from the link provided. Yes, we have confirmed. Now try to log in and here you can see we have logged in and this is the email address. And yes, the design is a bit it went to left side. You can just go to the home page here and try to justify content is there, right? And here align items and I'm providing it to be the center. Just save it and here you can see the thing, email address came to the center of the screen. And that's it. We have successfully integrated Supabase authentication in React Native application and we tested on iOS device. Again, it will be the same on Android. The code for this tutorial I will be providing in the description section below. So if you like this tutorial, do like, share and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content on React.